Keegan was organizing his 64 crayons. If Keegan put an equal amount of crayons into 8 boxes, how many crayons would be in each box? Well, first I'm going to reread that problem just to make sure I know exactly what's going on and look at what the question's asking me and figure out what information I have, what information I don't have. So it says Keegan was organizing his 64 crayons. If Keegan put an equal amount of crayons into 8 boxes, how many crayons would be in each box? So I know he's not going to get more crayons. I know he's got only 64. It doesn't say anything about getting more or getting rid of them. It's just saying he's putting an equal amount into 8 different boxes. So I know 64 is going to be my total. And I know I'm going to have 8 boxes, and I can think about that as like I'm putting them into 8 groups, right? Or that should be an 8, sorry. I know I'm going to put them into 8 different groups. So now we don't know how many are going to be in each group, right? So in order to solve problems like this, it's so important for us to draw pictures of what's going on. And whenever you're solving these in a little bit, I really want you to focus on drawing those pictures and showing your work to solve this problem, because it's going to help you so much. It helps me to solve problems. So here we go. So I've got my 64 total, right? I'm just going to keep a little note over here, GET. I know I've got 8 groups and I've got 64. I don't know my each, right? So I'm going to start by drawing my groups because it's much easier to deal with. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what? I don't like the size of this. Oh, it's okay to erase. That's the beauty of math. You can always say, oops, I didn't like that. I'll fix that in a second. So there's my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 groups, right? So got my 8 groups and I've got 64 total. So, what can I do to figure that out? I'm gonna think if I did 5s, if I put a number 5 in here, would I be able to figure out how many I need to get to 64? If I count by 5s, I know I've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Oh, so I know I've got 40 down. So I've got, let's see how many I have left to go. I'm using this because I know 8 times 5 is going to be 40, and that's less than 64. So I'm kind of like breaking this down into simpler problems for me to solve so it's easier for me. So I know that 4 minus 0 is going to be 4, 6 minus 4 is going to be 24. So now I know I've got 24 crayons left. Essentially what I did is I took 5 crayons and I put them in each one because I knew it wouldn't be too much. If I did 10 crayons in each one, in each group, I would have 80 crayons, and I'm not getting more than 64 crayons. So I've got 24 more crayons to go. So now I think I might skip count by 2s and see where I get. So I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. Uh-oh. I know I can't keep going with my 2s, so I'm going to have to erase that second group of 2. And maybe I can skip count by 1s and see how that works. See, it's easy to make a mistake and then say, oh, that did not quite work. I'm going to have to redo that again. It's the beauty of an eraser. So I'm going to reduce that 2 to a 1 and go, so I was at 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So I've got 24. I've gotten through all of my crayons, and now I've just got a bunch of numbers in here. What I'm going to do with that is I'm going to add them all up. 5 plus 2 is going to be 7. 7 plus 1 is 8. So I know in each group I'm going to have 8. Make sure when you're solving these problems, draw a picture, try it a bunch of different ways. I can check my work here by saying 8 times 8 and seeing if that equals 64. Right? So I can do my strip diagram here and I can check my work. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I've got 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, and 8. So I can add all of these up. So I know I'm going to go 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8, and I will get 6.